here at the moment, but if you haven't watched the morning show, it literally gave me goosebumps. We're talking about Manchester United, of course, and we're going to be talking about this transfer window, because what's to come for United? Is it to be a busy transfer window? And I, for one, think yes, that it will be, as I put my gloves on my hands because it's quite cold. I think it will be. We've had Fabrizio Romano put a tweet out around lunchtime saying that Manchester United's priority is the summer transfer window, not January. But I tend to disagree with that. I don't disagree with Fabrizio. I think the information he's got is correct. But I don't think Manchester United are about to put themselves in a situation where they put the player, where they go, we want to buy in January. January transfer window is not that type of a window. If you think of any club, I will be doing that a lot. You think of any club that buys players in the January transfer window, did they absolutely come through and nail the flame to the mast on that one? No, they don't. In January, you're looking for a bargain, you're looking for opportunities. And I think that as we bring you some of the updates today, because there's some from ESPN that we didn't talk about this morning, I think we don't know who's going to go. We don't know who's going to go at Manchester United, so how can we know who's going to come in? Like, Dean Henderson's apparently got a chat with Manchester United next week to discuss whether he can go on loan in January, which is what he wants to do. Martial wants to go out on loan as well. You've obviously got the Pogba and Lingard situation, which is probably going to run till the summer. You've got Matty, you've got Jones. We still don't really know what's going to happen with Donny in the summer. So these situations are very fluid, but they're also going to be very fluid when it comes to incomings as well. And, the picture is Kamara on the thumbnail. I have a feeling that is a deal that's very much a January transfer window deal. This might be the last United... Sorry, let me just have a quick check on that one. Brandon says this might be the last time United has so many established starting star players. Kind of exciting. Yeah, I think Bruno changed the game. Keevan's exactly right there. Bruno did change the game in the January transfer window, but that was opportunistic. I think if you went back to it's a great point, and this is what I'm trying to say, is that I think there's a bit of doom and gloom, which I spoke about this morning about the January transfer window. We've had a couple of people, and now Romano has come out and said, United are looking for the summer, they're not looking for January. And I'm like, well, I don't agree with that, because the January transfer window is never a transfer window that you go, hey ho, we're off to work, we go, we want to sign in January, ho ho ho. I don't think that happens. I think in January you sort of go, well, if we have to wait till the summer, we'll wait till the summer. But if an opportunity comes, we'll jump on it. And I think a Kamara from Marseille, or maybe a Hadara from Leipzig, I think that those sort of deals are the sort of deals that, and there will be others. I think when Romano was talking to Beth yesterday, he said Hadara and Kamara are options amongst other options for Manchester United that we don't even know who they are at the moment. So I think with Manchester, why am I wearing a hoodie? Because if you didn't see the show this morning with the geese, I think they took the piss. They saw me in a barber jacket. They thought he's from the country. Let's take the piss. I've gone a bit urban. I've got a hoodie on. If they come back, I've got gloves and a hoodie, and I'm going to tell you what, those geese are going to get it. But no, I'm joking, RSPCB or whatever you are. I'd never hurt an animal. Anyway, back on to United, and I do feel that these opportunities are there to be done. This is the Goldbridge transfer show, by the way. It's a bonus afternoon show. Sky Sports News, Scott McTominay has sent another army of glorified ducks to Goldbridge's location, says Akil. There's a bit of an update on players, actually, just very, very quickly. Obviously, we should be playing Newcastle on Monday. I think we will play Newcastle on Monday. I think the only thing that will stop us playing Newcastle on Monday is Newcastle if they get a COVID outbreak. I think United have managed their COVID outbreak quite well. We've had a change of the rules in England whereby even if you've got COVID, if you put 2 negative tests in on day 6 and 7, you can come out of isolation. And I think some United players have obviously done this because we know Donny got sent home today. I know who's got COVID. I know who had COVID. It's pretty well known. I would never put it out there who's had it, because even though Klopp names the players, I don't really see a massive issue with it. But if it is their private health information, if they don't want it to be put out there, I don't want it to be put out there. But I think most United players are back in training now. A couple have been sent back. Donny was in and out today. I think McTominay was in and out last week. So, look, that's not to say they've got it, but I think the vast majority, Ronaldo was back today. We've got more than enough players to put out on Monday, and I think that's a positive news. And I think with United and other Premier League clubs, I don't foresee us having problems like this. I think the only problem we might have is fans in the ground, which would be a shame, but we'll see what happens with that. If you want to see the ducks or the geese, you might see in a bit, but the morning show was where it was at. Make sure you smash a like on the video anyway. It's Goldbridge at the moment. It is quite cold here. So yeah, going back to what I was talking about, I think a Kamara is an option for Manchester United. He's only got a few months left on his contract. If Marseille want some money, then January is the only time they're going to get money, and he is the sort of player that we're looking for. If we don't go for him, it'll be because Rangnick and United don't think he's the right sort of player. If we do go for him, there's definitely a bargain to be had, a January transfer window bargain. And this is what I would say to all those people who are, and even Fabrizio, if I'd spoken to him yesterday or spoke to him today, I would say, well, I've seen your tweet. Well done. You've got millions of followers, and you've said that United are more focused on the summer instead of January. Tell me this, Fabrizio. What's the date? It's December the 22nd, Mark. Exactly. What about in 3 weeks' time when it's the middle of January and United feel they can do a deal for Kamara? Are they going to wait for the summer? No, they're not. And this is why you've just got to chill. I am chilling, but you've just got to chill out, because I think that people are saying we're not going to buy anybody in January. I said 10 days ago, I think we're going to buy a midfielder in January. No one really thought anything of it. Over the weekend, it looked like it was going to happen. And now it's like, well, you know, people are saying it's not going to happen, and I think it will. Mark, morning show was one of the funniest things I've seen in ages. Comedy gold, thanks, Mark. Why always me, Sam? Exactly. Why always me? Attack of the Geese. And Lil says, could Man United be putting measures out to the press that were focused on the summer instead of the winter to dampen expectations? Lil, most proper clubs should be doing their business in the in the summer transfer window. This brief that United are looking to do business in the summer and not January is absolutely fine, because that's all it is. It's what a logical, proper club does. But Ralph Rangnick's got no time to waste. He's efficient, he's in control, and he wants to make a change. If you're in Ralph Rangnick's shoes, you know you need a midfielder. Are you going to sit there and go, I'm just having a good time like Ollie did in the January, and let's see what happens, and let it all falls apart in December? Darth Duckbane will haunt you, says G. I think Rangnick will be there asking the question, can I get a midfielder in January? If I can get a midfielder in January, then I want it. So I think we will do some business in January, I really do, and I do think it will be a midfielder. But also, on top of that, let's not forget, we have got outgoings. Now, there's been a couple of stories I want to bring you from ESPN. The first one is Dean Henderson having a phone call, having a chat with Manchester United about wanting to go on loan. Dean Henderson wants to play first-team football. Anthony Martial wants to play first-team football. Those two players want to leave Manchester United in January. They probably both know it's unlikely to happen by transfer, so they will do it by loan if they can, if United will authorise it. Now, Dean Henderson's in the worst position, because he was always in a bad situation. Him and De Gea, it was stupid how we treated them. We never should have done that. Obviously, it's on Ollie. It's not Rangnick's fault, but they should have... one of them should have left a long time ago. You don't have two goalkeepers like that. So Dean Henderson is in the most unfortunate position, because he's never going to get the game time he needs, but Rangnick might be, I don't want you to go because I want two good goalkeepers. So that's going to be difficult for Dean, but he does want to go. Martial wants to go because he wants a fresh start. The reality is, if he could be asked, his fresh start could be Man United. We're playing with a front two. I think in Martial's case, he's just fed up. But I think if he was motivated and was told that there's a spot for you up front, I just think he wants to change the scenery, you know? A lot of ducks in the... there's no ducks now. I've not done anything to them. I think they're having a rest. Tell me that a duck's life, you know, what's it all about, you know? Maybe they're settling down for the night now, watching Countdown on Channel 4 or something. So, yeah. But also in ESPN, they made quite an interesting point about Paul Pogba. Paul Pogba is going to leave Manchester United. I should do the whole show as David Attenborough, because I'm telling you now, I'm freezing my balls off in the forest. So Paul Pogba can go in January. This is from ESPN. Paul Pogba can go in January if he tells Manchester United he wants to go in January. This is not going to happen. This is not going to happen. This is a stupid story, and it's never going to happen. Manchester United have got no power, so they can't say, we'll let you go in January if you want to go. And Paul Pogba is never going to walk up to Manchester United and say, I want to go in January. He wants to go in the summer when he's out of contract and he can, you know, make the money he wants to make. So it's a non-story. Manchester United, Paul Pogba, never going to happen. Never going to happen in January, but the story goes on to say that Pogba's not going to ask to go in January anyway, surprise, surprise, because he's willing to work with Ralph Rangnick for 4 months, basically. So Paul Pogba's not going anywhere. And you know what? I think you've got to be even-handed in a situation like this, and I do think that Paul Pogba gets a lot of bad stick for running a contract down, which most of us would do in this situation. Look, whether he should have signed a contract a year ago is a bit different, but I would put it to you. It's Christmas time. There's no need to be afraid. You're out of contract in May. You're going to be very rich. Are you going to sign a contract in January, or are you going to leave in January when in 5 months' time you're going to be considerably richer and you can still go to the club you were going to go to in January? You're probably not. But Pogba gets a lot of stick for that. But Jesse, who's done exactly the same thing, doesn't get any stick for it. The only difference is Paul Pogba probably wants to leave United. Jesse Lingard would love nothing more than to stay at United and be playing first team football. But, you know, why I'm outside? Because it's a well-known fact that there's a clearing of the... I'm in a forest at the moment, but right above me there's like a circle of air and phone reception. It's better inside. It's better outside, so that's why I'm doing it. Make sure you smash a like on the video. What's the temperature out there? I don't know. Probably about 2 degrees. Yeah, probably about 2 degrees. But just got to be careful of nature. There might be a hawk that just comes down on me head at any moment, or a squirrel. There's lots of squirrels around. And if you didn't watch the show this morning, there was a bloody goose on the roof. Unbelievable, Jeff. It really, really was. Also, just another update from Fabrizio Romano. When he was talking about United prioritising the summer over January, he did mention this Alvarez player. Now, there has been talk that United have put a £17 million bid in, 17 million pound bid for Alvarez of River Plate, who is a forward stroke, winger stroke, CAM, centre attacking midfielder. Fabrizio has said there has been no talks with Manchester United and River Plate for Alvarez. Like most top clubs, it is normal to monitor a player like that who's looking to come to Europe, but he is not in talks with Manchester United at the moment. So Alvarez is probably where we would suspect it would be, whereby it's just a player being linked to Manchester United. But as I've said many a times, with a change in manager, you never know. I can see Ollie fishing in the backs is infinite. I don't think there's a lake down the back, to be honest, but we could go and have a look. Yeah, we could go and have a look. Okay, we spoke about that. Yes, spoke about that. Appreciate your commitment for providing us content, mate. I'm just chilling, having a bit of a break, and I'm just happy I can go live. So chuck your questions in, because yesterday morning I did the preload show, and I like live content. You know, if you're an old enough United stander, you'd remember when I used to go on holidays to Mallorca, and I'd sit there on the evening show at 8 o'clock with a pina colada with the beach as a background, bringing in the 8 o'clock show. I like it. It's nice to do. So thank you everyone who's tuning in. How's life? It's good. Yeah, it's good. I think it's been a bit hectic the last sort of on and off the pitch, which I'm used for work and personal life. Because of all the COVID stuff, we've had a lot of things to stress about. Even this trip here, we didn't know we were going to be coming on Sunday, so it's nice now to settle down. But I hope you're all doing really well as well. What are we, 3 days out from Christmas? 5 days out from United playing again, which at one point I thought we might be 5 weeks out from. So things are looking good at the moment, touch wood. We really need top talents this time, because losing Martial and Pogba in a window is a big deal, says Tuna. We've got some fantastic players coming through, at Manchester United. Just on a side note there, we've got some fantastic players coming through. Hannibal Mabry is fantastic. I have hopes for Alanga. You can tune in later as well. I'm doing a live show on my Mark Goldbridge YouTube channel. It's a bonus Christmas cooking with Goldbridge. We're cooking goose. So 5 o'clock on the Mark Goldbridge YouTube channel. It's a bonus one. I did turkey last week. This an opportunity presented itself. I didn't realise it was going to happen. So cooking with Goldbridge. Goldbridge cooks goose at 5 o'clock. That is a joke. Having said that, some people do eat goose at Christmas. So there we go. So Hannibal Mabry, fantastic player. Alanga, there are others, but I think beyond those, probably coming through in the next couple of years, maybe even the next year. Charlie McNeil, fantastic. Joe Hugel, I've mentioned him before. They're not all going to make it, but we've got some really good players coming through. And you know, when you mentioned to me Paul Pogba, Jesse Lingard, Anthony Martial, if I'm being harsh, they've had their time. Paul Pogba's 28, 29, Jesse Lingard's 29, Martial's in his mid-20s. These were players 3, 4, 5, 6 years ago that we were going, yes, we're interested in them. And the Zidane Iqbal as well, another one, yeah. We've got plenty of good players coming through, and there's some even younger than that, which I won't mention their names because it puts undue pressure on them, but there's loads of players that United have got coming through, and I think Pogba, Martial and Jesse, they've had their time. They have had their time. And the loanees like Laird and Garner. Chong did very well at Birmingham. He's back in training now. So, Brandon Williams is doing reasonably well at Norwich. These opportunities will present themselves for these players, but to do that, we need to clear the deadwood. Your Juan Matas, your Jesse Lingards, they're not going to get... They're squad players that are taking up the place of young players. I personally think I would rather have a senior squad of 17, 18 senior players supplemented by younger players, whereas United have got 25 senior players and there's no space for young players. Connor says, Sue, Christmas is coming, the geese are getting fat. Please put a penny in the United Stand super chat, says Sam Brox. I like it. You've been creative there. Well done. Do I think Van der Beek's going to get a chance soon? Well, unfortunately for Donny, he's not actually training at the moment. He's not training at the moment. I don't know why that is, but he's not training at the moment. So that would probably rule him out of the Newcastle game at the moment because everybody else is. So Donny's first thing is to get back playing. Donny van der Beek, we are talking transfers here. Donny van der Beek is a player that's very like that. People assume that Lingard's going and Pogba's going and Martial's going, but Donny's staying now because of one story last week where Rangnick apparently values Donny. But Donny wanted to go in January under Solskjaer. Things had been put in place for him to go in January. That thing will change very, very quickly, if he goes, if he doesn't start playing. Somebody just asked me about Twitch. I can do many things on a break, but I cannot stream FIFA 22 on Twitch off my phone. Back tomorrow afternoon at 3 o'clock. So yeah, looking forward to that. It's been a nice break from FIFA, but we need to get back to it. Donny. There's a mountain lion behind you. Yeah, many of you would quite like that. Or a bear. I'd shit myself if a bear turned up behind me. Although the great thing is, I can see what's behind me because I'm watching the screen. So it's picturesque. But yeah, if you've tuned in a little bit late, we're just talking about transfers and how there seems to be this feeling at the moment that United are not going to buy in January. They're going to wait till the summer because Fabrizio said it and somebody else has said it. And what I would take away from this transfer Goldbridge show that we've been talking about is that you don't do a January transfer window like you do the summer. What you say on December the 31st doesn't matter in January the 15th if an opportunity presents itself. The January transfer window, if you speak to any transfer expert, any football club, any player, if they speak honestly, they will say to you, the January transfer window is opportunistic. It's not planned, because you shouldn't. When you start the season, you don't plan to buy in January. Nobody goes into the season after the summer transfer window and goes, doesn't matter, we'll get someone in January. They don't do that. And the same thing happened with Bruno, where he, at this point, December the 22nd, when we bought Bruno in the January, nobody was talking about Bruno. It all started in January very, very fast because United saw an opportunity because Pogba and McTominay were injured. So if Pogba and McTominay hadn't been injured, we probably wouldn't have bought Bruno. So I think that you've just got to look at it. And Phil Tomlinson says, will Ralph have a gander at any new signings in January? And is Martial's goose cooked? Oh, Phil, I know what you're doing. Phil. I think what's going to happen is you're going to see a situation at United whereby they're just going to see if an opportunity comes up. And if that opportunity comes up, they'll take it. And I think they will take it. Ivan says, hi Mark, hope you're doing well. Do you think if we get Kamara in January, go straight into the first team? No, I don't. And I think that's absolutely fine. What I want, if we bought Kamara, for example, or any other midfielder, they're going to have to adjust to the Premier League. They're not going to go from Marseille or Leipzig to Fabinho level midfielders in February. That's not going to happen. But what you would have is a player that you feed into the team over 3 or 4 months so that next season they're ready to take that spot. And if they exceed expectation, they take that spot. But what they do is they provide competition in an area that we're very slim on competition. We've got Fred and McTominay. Matic for me is done. So I think that, you know, bringing a midfielder in, and I'd like to see Donny in that situation, but many of you don't think Donny does play well in that pivot situation. So I would like to see that. I'd like to see us bring a midfielder in, because that's where we're short. That is where we're short. I tell you what, I'm sitting here sipping on a victory. There's no geese. There's no ducks. There's no swans. There's no squirrels. There is nothing. The electric fence worked, thanks to B&Q. There's no, there isn't. I've not done anything like that. I think they've just realised who's the boss. They've realised their mistakes. They've probably gone home to their mum and dad and they've said, "What have you been doing this morning?" "Just been out winding people up." "I've just been watching United stand. I've seen you on the telly. You bloody hooligans. You're grounded. You know you don't do that to the United stand." I think that's what happened. So yes, my message to you, my Christmas message to you, is don't believe anybody saying United aren't going to buy anyone in January, because I don't think Man United themselves have a deal to buy anybody in January at the moment. But if you think about it, 2 weeks from now, it will still be, quick maths, only the 5th of January. Lots of things can change. And I do think there are opportunities, and that's the line. January transfer window is about opportunities, and it will work both ways. It will be with players leaving, and it will be with players coming in as well. So, anyway. It's been pleasurable, but I'm cold. So thanks everyone for watching. I will be back. We've got an 8 o'clock show, and everything's back to normal from tomorrow as well. So thanks everyone for watching. Take care. Make sure you smash a like on the video. And if you're wondering what all the goose stuff is about, you need to check the show from this morning. There are moments in there that will live on in United Stand folklore forever. Have a great day. Thanks everyone for watching. I'll speak to you all in a bit.